Hello, Brighton High School, and welcome to another Tea Hall at Home for the week of April 20th. April 20th. It's kind of hard to remember the days. So today, I'm going to bring on a special guest to Tea Hall at Home, Mrs. C. Hall. And we're going to be talking about three things that all car owners and drivers of cars should at least know how to do. Now, I want to thank my parents, Rich and Elaine Hall, and my aunt and uncle Elaine and Mike Shihaki, who I used to spend summers at their farm and learned a lot about tractors and motors and engines. And I, in fact, in my first car that my dad got me when I was 17, it was a Nissan pickup, and he showed me how to change the tires, put oil in the car and change the oil in the filter, and do other maintenance on the cars. But certainly I'm not going to do that today. All we're going to do is oil check, washer fluid, and tire pressure. And we'll talk about those three things. But again, thanks to those people in my life who helped me to be who I am today.
Hi everyone. So if you want to check those three things that Dr. Hall mentioned, the washer fluid and a tire pressure and what was the other thing? Or oil, you're going to need to pop the hood first. So here's how you do it. Down here, you see this little guy? Give it a pull. All set. Now that we popped the hood, we need to be able to open the hood, and there are a few little things you should know about this. First of all, notice it's not going to open right away. I need to slide my hand in and pull the lever, and that allows me to lift the hood. I want to quick show you the release for the hood. It used to be that the releases were on the hood, the upper part of the hood. Now some of them are on the lower part. So that's important to know where you're feeling when you put your hand in. Then I have this little handy dandy guy I need to place in this hole securely to make sure that this doesn't come down on my head. Some hoods don't have one of these. They hold themselves up automatically, but many have this safety catch. Now I'm ready to look at my engine. This is my engine block, and somewhere in the engine block, you're gonna find a cap. This cap is the dipstick that allows me to check my oil. Now I look at it and I see there's oil all over it. So in order to know how much I need in my oil chamber, I need to first wipe it clean. Then I'm gonna need Dr. Hall to close up on this. You're gonna see some marks here. Your oil should be between these two marks.
Looks like a hashtag.
It looks like a hashtag. So now what I'm gonna do, in order to see where my oil is, I'm gonna dip the clean stick back into the chamber, pull it out, and this is going to reveal to me that I'm about midway, at the midway point. So it looks like Dr. Hall might be due for an oil change. Now let's say you're somewhere where you can't get immediately to a garage and you want to add some oil to your car. Probably it's best to have a professional do it. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and say it's definitely best. However, you're in a pinch, you're in the middle of the woods. Let's go back to our engine block. You'll notice this chamber. When you open this chamber and you'll see the little oil icon, this is where you can add oil to your car. If your car needs oil, it's important to add oil. Calling AAA would be the best case scenario. But if you have to do it yourself, make sure you look at your owner's manual. This will tell you what kind of oil your car takes. You must use the correct oil or you're in for a surprise. Now you're ready to check your fluids. There are many containers in your gas, in your engine, under your hood that are not the right ones for you to add washer fluid to. So you need to make sure you look for the icon that shows you that you're actually using the water the wiper fluid. So you'll see the little windshield and the little water squirting onto it. And this is really simple. All you do is pop the top, take a look. Whoop! I could use some fluid. So now I'm going to make sure I use windshield washer fluid. This has an agent in it that prevents it from freezing in your lines. And if you use water, you're really going to not be happy. It'll freeze in your lines and then you won't have anything good to use. Now, I could use a funnel, but I'm hardcore. So here I go. And now I've topped off Dr. Hall's fluids for him.
Thank you, Mrs. Hall.
Now we're ready to close our hood. So all we need to do is unhook our little hood stick, and then I'm going to lower it about to here, drop it. It's nice and tight. Okay, now we're ready to check our tire pressure. You'll need one of these little gauges if you're at home. You'll also need to make sure that you look at your manual to see what your car requires for PSI. PSI is pounds per square inch. And that's how much pressure needs to go in those babies. So what I'm gonna do is find this little, I don't know, nozzle, I guess. Find this little guy, unscrew the cap, and then I'm gonna get my gauge. I'm going to place my gauge directly over the nozzle and press. And now I take a look. I cheat a little bit because I know what it's supposed to say. This tells me that I have 31 pounds per square inch, 31 PSI.
And that's what the monitor inside the car is saying.
So we're good.
And BHS, if you missed the big parade that we did with all 4 buildings, Council Rock, French Road, middle school and high school, here we go.
Directly over the nozzle and press. And if I had a little bit more power behind me, this little guy would pop out. Let's try that again. So what flew under the car?
It was the cap where you add oil.
There we go. You gonna put your head through like you did a minute ago?